in themselves. However, since I am also committed to relating the Bible to our own day, some of these other subjects have forced themselves upon my attention from time to time. The present collection of pieces is the result. I offer them, for what they may be worth, not as dogmatic pronouncements, but as explorations into vast and exciting topics. In almost all cases, I did not take the initiative to write on these subjects. I was responding, as best I could, to questions that others had raised, and to the frequent invitation to explore contemporary issues from a biblical perspective. I am grateful for these requests and for the many exciting discussions into which they have led me. I have smoothed out some of the original lecture format, but I have not attempted to turn these originally independent pieces into a single exposition. My hope has been that each piece will stand on its own merit. For this, I have often had to restate certain basic points which are common to several of the subjects. The listener who works through the pieces one by one will therefore encounter a certain amount of repetition, for which I apologize. I suspect, then, that many will indeed be surprised by the results. It is widely assumed, for instance, that the Bible offers a particular view on topics like science and religion, the ordination of women, and Christian involvement in political life. And in each case the view in question is not the one to which the texts have led me. The surprise in the title thus refers both to the fact that many people may not expect the Bible to have much to say on these topics in the first place, and also, second, to the fact that, when it does speak to them, it may not say what people have imagined. When I stand back from these essays, various patterns and themes emerge. First, I am frequently addressing an American context, though I hope what I say is more broadly relevant as well, not least, of course, because of the powerful influence of American culture in the rest of the world. The reason for this focus is obvious. I have frequently been invited to lecture in the United States, and most of these papers were originally given there. I am well aware of the dangers of trying to assess cultures other than my own on the basis of small acquaintance. However, since I have had the privilege of living in America for 2 extended periods, as well as making a large number of shorter visits, I hope I have not made too many obvious mistakes. There are times when it is good to see ourselves as others see us, and I hope these reflections from a friendly outsider may prove helpful. Second, one of the features of the contemporary Western world to which I draw attention repeatedly in this book is the massive influence, often unrecognized, of the particular philosophy we associate with the 18th century Enlightenment. I have come to the view that, unless we glimpse the roots of what today is taken for granted in our world, we will not understand why we see problems the way we do, and will not appreciate what the Bible might have to say about them. When people think of living in the modern world, very often what they are doing is embracing one particular ancient philosophy, Epicureanism, in a modern guise. As C.S. Lewis regularly remarked, the chronological snobbery of the modern age, that is, the assumption that anything that comes after around 1750 is somehow superior to anything that went before, needs confronting at several levels. Third, since the book is drawing on various parts of the Bible to address contemporary issues, it is inevitable that some of the material overlaps with biblical exegesis I have offered elsewhere, for instance in my series of small commentaries, Matthew for Everyone, and so on, published by SPCK in London and Westminster John Knox in Louisville, and also in books like Surprised by Hope, SPCK and Harper One, and Evil and the Justice of God, SPCK and IVP. Those familiar with these books will recognize some of the material. I hope that others will be drawn by these essays into those wider discussions. The original setting of each of the essays is noted in the afterword. I am very grateful to the many organizations and individuals who pressed me to come and talk to them on these subjects, and whose welcome, friendship, and not least questions and challenges have been important at several levels. One friend has been a particular inspiration, and this book is dedicated to him. Professor Francis Collins has played a leading and courageous role in bridging one of the great divides in contemporary American culture, that between science and faith. Our shared love of music has provided a delightful third element to our